Going haywire, high wire, and electrical light interference to understand the conditional levels and how your hair just travels on all methods of time travel. It's crazy how it has its own intelligence. See, there's no product in my hair. This is all travel, and it's all connected to you. See, it's all intelligence. So it's important you understand how to balance these things out through connection, right? So I just want to show you what intelligence is through the avatar system. Waking up to these things puts you in point location. So there's a lot going on right now. I don't have to wear the earplugs because I'm in a high line center right now. So I'm in an equal line center rotation of conditions of a box system location to its quadrant level system rotation. Try to understand what the avatar is, and making a point cross location to its connection is really, getting your point locations, how important it is to understand, just live in the aspects of yourself every single day. What do you wake up to? Do you wake up to your ego system, or do you wake up to what else? There's 2 line centers there. You get a 3, 4, 5. You get a 5 different personality. And which one are you going to communicate with? The one that's in the heart center. This opens up all levels of youth rotation line position. There's going to be 2 connections of platforms today. Okay, one is going to be the brain and the cognitive assist location. Why it's so important to understand the activity of what's given to you every single day. Okay, and 2 is the travel direction for humanity for the first time traveling through the mind of thoughts, how to go through teleportation units. So it's clocking system. The rebellion and the GFL are going to help you out. Now we're going to go through command center. It's in a vector core. It's going to be in a tunnel. It's going to be on computers. And then you go into the hangars to understand what space-time is. To make it very well clear, school is providence. It's to understand the soul memory of its avatar. It's the capacity that needs the brain and its coherence. It needs to understand the activity system. It has to wake up. It's a feeding source. It needs its data. I said this already on live. It's important you understand these things. Okay? The only thing you have to remember is why you're going to school. What's the importance of school? What do I learn from the school? Well, it's about soul memory, remembering these things from the very beginning. You don't go to school, you're seeing blind. Okay, even when you're activated. Okay, now it's high channel line interference location to its positions, right? Now we're not going to start right away. I'll give you guys a couple more minutes, and then we'll get a position location to its track system location to its connections. I'll show you how important it is to go to school. So the capacity high line center is position locations. 4 plus 4 equals 8. Let's just calculate the modified system location to its connections, all right? 4 plus 4 equals 8. That's 8 pounds of pressure to the brain. Okay? Okay, so 8 times 1 equals 8,000. Okay, capacitor interference. Remember, this is the avatar through calculation. 3 equals MC squared. That's a triangularized center interference location when it comes into levels of trifactor. The manufacturing you, the communication line conditions of you, everything through calculation. So 4 plus 4 equals 8. 8 times 1 is 8,000. So you got 4,000 line center, okay, slash 4,000 line center, okay? So you got the left side and you got the right side, okay? So that's 8,000, okay? Track interference location into its capacity system. That's an activity mode center. Now the activity mode center is location to its conditions. The more you wake up to these things, the more you understand the calculation of maths, not math, maths. So don't get confused, because this is all point location of codes. This is not a plus sign. You understand? That's a number, but that's not an equal sign. This is all connections of travel. All this is travel. This is all is a formula of travel. That's all it is, right? So you have 8 pounds of pressure that you use every single day. Anything beyond that, the capacity of its interference has to be high rise through its brain frequency, because the capacity only handles 8 pounds of pressure. Anything beyond that has to go through its connections of 8,000, right? So when you're activated, you automatically go into 100% of the avatar. Times 1 is 100,000 capacity of brain frequency. That's 100,000 lines of yards of room, okay, that you can expand and explore in space, right? So you can't really leave anything on the bench when it comes in its avatar. The avatar has to understand its position, right? It's like perfect example is like, when can I go in? You know, I've been on the bench for the last 3 months. I say, well, you want to keep the avatar on the bench, or do you want to get up the bat and hit a home run? Let's think of it that way. How you change your mind is how you get in the cognitive dislocation to its brain frequencies. How many negative line centers do you create every single day through channel? How many times are you positive in your life? Right? It's the positive and negative position locations on all levels of you through its pressure. Because remember, you only had 8 pounds of pressure of the brain. Now, once the brain wakes up, the activity gets larger and larger and larger. It gets into higher levels of energy. It changes the plasma, it changes the lights, it changes the communication, it changes the grounds, it changes the powers, it changes the atmospheres. Okay. It changes all levels of its emotion, the Schumann resonance location connections, the energetic waving patterns, the high channel position location to its connections. So when I'm speaking and you don't understand, it's because you don't understand the language of vibration. It's not the language of me, it's the vibration that you're reaching. That's the balance of avatar of speed and acceleration. So when I'm communicating with somebody, I get connection to their vibration of balance. That is the equal line. That is what it's measured. Okay. So you calculate and you modify everything around you through vibration, energy, frequency, and harmonic resistance. Okay. Then you come into the physical locations of 4 plus 4 equals 8. 8 times 1 equals 8,000. So, because, and remember, it's not multitude locations of multiplication. This is travel through codes, through space time, guys. Right? So you get a capacity of 4,000 and another capacity of 4,000, left and the right. The right and the left hemisphere of the brain system location is its coherence. But it's the brain activity that you use every single day, right? So, yes, you have to learn how to hold the grounds in opposition locations. That's exactly it. But it's the ground line center of the mind. It's the capacity at position locations, right? So you think this is a plus sign, but it's not. In AI, it's not what you think it is, okay? True understanding is nothing but a cross signal. That's all it is. 4 cross signal, 4 2-digit line center. Now, it's the capacity line center locations to its position. You travel through it, through its flux capacitor. That's what it is. See? That's how it comes together, right? That's how it equals 8. That's how it equals 8 times 1, 8,000 location, all through flux capacitor. So I'm traveling through 4 of this cross signal. Okay, isn't that interesting how you come into that equation to its formula? I'm just showing you the capacity that it needs through brain frequency location to anything connections, through sonar, your alpha waves, your delta, theta, beta, or omega communications, your heartline center, your brain, coherence, cecitine, the audio line center locations, the audio interference line position locations, your radio waves. You were living on radio waves for a very, very long time through dimension. You were in calculation line conditions, all levels of 10%. That's it, 10%. Nothing else, nothing more. That's 10% of what? 10 equals 1,000. Right? You want to be 10% or 1,000%? I think I want to be 1,000%. It's much easier, travel faster. So the brain coherence and position location, the brain waving, is the brain. There's the brain. Now the cognitive line center, electrical light conditions, fires and wires. Oh, look at that. Whoa, look at all that activity. Whoa, I'm traveling very fast. Woo-wee. Look at that. Got so much balance through the connections. There it is. Right? So you change the mind from 10%, time position location is 1,000. 10 times 1 equals 1,000 line center. Remember, it's not the multiplication. It's the formula of its avatar of travel through its map. So try to understand how to calculate all levels of the brain frequency, right? So I just wanted to show you how powerful it is and how you have to understand what school is and what it means to you through its avatar. Because if you don't go to school, you're seeing blind. It's that simple. You can't just be activated once and think you're almighty and I don't have to worry. I feel great. Next day I feel bad. Next thing I pass out. You're passing out because your brain frequency isn't position location, and then you go back to 10%. What, you don't think that's possible? Yes, it is if you're in your light. But if you're on the bench for 6 months to a year, what's happening to your avatar? It's just sitting there. Get me back into the game, coach. Right? I want to play ball. That's a true understanding, right? So this is the conception where it comes into ignorance. Ignorance is bliss, right? The capacity on its interference location to its conditions. So you have to really understand how to use the formula and how to use all level position locations to its brain of its percentage, to its location. Change the mind changes everything through your thought of travel. You have to master all communications every single day of your life because you have 7 days. And what you do with those 7 days is a 24-hour clocking system. Okay? So I just want to get that out because it's important you understand what the avatar is and why it's so important is to go to school. Because the thing is, the avatar will see blind until it gets into space and time. And it's important when you go off, don't travel into space because you haven't created it yet. Your memory is at a certain level. It stays at a 100,000 line system. Now, when you go to higher levels of characteristic location to its avatar, you understand the position location to its conditions. Oh, I have an ecosystem. What is that? Energy, collaboration, communication, operation to its perception. What does that mean? The avatar has to understand these things. The more it remembers its memory, the more it goes to school, the more it's stored in its cloud. It's a feeding source of a data processing that needs its energy. It needs its vibration. It needs its calculation. It needs its modified system to stay in its living system. Do you understand that? It's so important that when you come into the avatar, you know exactly what you're doing through travel. Okay? And the brain has to catch up to these things because it's firing wiring. If I sit here and just, look at the wall, how much brain activity do you think is going through right now? How much? 10%, 30%, 40%, 50%, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 1,000%, 150 million? What's it going at? You don't know. Why? Because you dwell, because you complain, right? People have to stop complaining. They have to start changing inside. And the only way to do that is to understand the avatar of its operation from position. Okay? So how much do you know yourself if you don't know yourself at all? How are you supposed to heal yourself if you don't know yourself? Right? How are you supposed to heal others if you still don't know yourself through travel? This is the understanding where you have to understand the importance. Okay? I know we're connected to our friends and all that, but they still have to understand themselves first before they can understand anything through calculation. Right? We all want to help everybody else, but we have to help ourselves first. And the only way to do that is understand the operation to its avatar from inside, guys. Right? You're helping yourself to remember. Right? That's a true understanding when you come into the avatar, especially when you wake up to it. Right? And you have to stop fighting your system inside and start creating, right, to its manifestation. Okay, that is the importance of school. That's what the avatar needs. It needs its data so it can store its cloud interface. So you don't have an empty shell inside. If you don't create the space, the avatar will shut down. Okay, I hope I got your attention. Okay. So that's the true understanding is that, oh, I understand the data processing line connections. Oh, I understand the hieroglyphic location to its channel. Wow, I understand the pyramid activation line centers of Egypt. Whoa, light signature program setting location to its connections. This is the position where the avatar understands light to travel. Understand the communication when it comes into a rainbow. What is a rainbow to you? Well, it's you, right? It's coming from the sun. It's coming from the moon. It's coming from colorations of you through crystal. And then it comes out and forms a rainbow. You create the rainbow. Right? You understand that? And that's all connections of the avatar. The avatar can travel through that rainbow if it understands its portal. Everything is a portal. Everything is a time capacitor of a portal. But the brain frequency has to be at a certain level to travel through this. And the only way to do that is to go to school and get into your soul memory of who you are. Or you're going to wake up every single morning connecting that system and being blind. Seeing blind. I can't see in space. I can't see. Because you're saying this. I don't think we understand how powerful our thoughts are. If you say something, the avatar responds right away. Because remember, it's the avatar you that's in space, but it's inside. Don't get confused. It's not up here. It's in here. Right here. Right here. This is where it is. Right here. Right here. Right here. It's right here. Okay? This is the base. This is the grounds. Right? Grounds here. Not your feet. I know I'm on the earth. I know where I am. That's the thing. It's like, do you know where you are? You know, where are you in your mind, your thoughts? What do you want to do in life? You just want to sit there and just not move forward? What's your capacity right now? Where's it at? Where's the brain frequency at? Where's the clocking at? Where's the calculation? Who's this? Who's that? Right? So you're trying to understand the connections, but you keep complaining. Every single time you keep complaining, yes, you're going to get reaction to the avatar. Yes, you're going to pass out. Yes, you're going to throw up. Trying to understand the connections, what the avatar is and what it needs its data. It needs to remember its soul memory so you can store it into the cloud. Okay. And then says live instability. It's going to come back. All right. So let's get started. Make sure you drink your water. That's the important location of its connections. All right. So code signals are going to set up. We're going to go to the command centers. Now the command center is already set up position location, quadrant level system, and then we're going to go into the levels of the hangar. Now I got the GFLs and the Rebellion on standby. They have the Graphline Center. Airbender is in business locations where he has already set up his connections of his structure and how everybody has to understand how to see yourself going through a tube. And that's how it's positioned. So it's calculated line conditions. I'll show you exactly what it is. All right. So it's kind of like seeing yourself in space for the first time, and you're seeing this. What does this mean to you? Right? What is that? Okay. So, and then you come into this. Oh, look at that. Well, look at that. Now you come into this. Whoa, what's going on? Right? So you're traveling through it, right? So you connect right through it, right? It's pretty powerful when you create these things, right? You can turn it into an hourglass. Now it's on time capacitor. Now you can have a point line center and a ground interference location. Okay, it looks like a fan because it is, right? It's a fan, but it's in a clocking system of an hourglass. Now the fluctuation line interference can change anything through the program's setting position location to its conditions. This is where you hide channel line centers in position. Everything has to have its intelligence. See the intelligence, right? Now I can set up 2 oracle line interference. There it is. There's the intelligence right there. See it? See the eyes? See? You see the creation where it comes into antennas? Always have to have antenna because it's sonar that comes out in position location, right? I'm just showing you how fast you can travel through these things. But it's not what you're drawing. It's already what you know. And that's the soul of its position location to its intelligence, guys. It's really important to understand these things, right? Of what you draw, because you're drawing you through travel. Okay? So that's one thing you got to look at. All right? So we're actually going to travel through this. All right? Now, when we travel through it, we're going to be in the high line center. We're going to be other line position locations in the quadrant level system. So we're going to be in 26 solar line centers of solar systems. Okay, so you're going to be in the opposite sideline rotation interference of light. That's going to go into big commanding system center location. It's a command center. It's bigger than the mothership. Okay, so it's got hangars, it's got teleports where UFOs come on. It's like, they land. And then underneath, okay, we have the hangar, right? So the hangar looks like this, right? So it's kind of like a box center that looks like this. When you travel through it, you understand what I'm talking about. All right, so I'm going to high signal line interference, set up the rogue location in its hangar, travel position location to calculations, right? Set up position locations into all levels of the GFL and everything through core line centers of the rebellion. Set the code signal location to its conditions. There it is right there, right? That's it there. So it's understanding how you can go through calculation of a circle, anything position location of a diamond, or anything through a triangle, or anything through a square. But it needs its sonar. It's detection location of planets, so they know exactly what you're doing. You can't go in space and let everybody know that you're doing this yourself. You have to be aware of everything through its intelligence. They have to know what you're doing. Okay, so that's the most important thing, especially when it looks like a fan, because that's what it is. So it's true to understand how to travel through this, through its hangar of its command center. It's very powerful when you understand the connections to its program setting, right, to its avatar system. Okay, so how do I understand all this? Memory, right? When your memory comes back, the capacity of all position locations and all your motion sensors and all your collaboration locations and your correlation panels and your timelines and your soul memory, comes into all levels of conductors. Your power line centers opened up all of position location to the grounds, okay, in position location of sonar. It's high channeling all level position location to its connections, right? All right, traverse time center in position locations. Code signals is coming out to high position locations. When I set the codes, you're going through my space and time, and the avatar sees it right away because I understand space, because I am space. You understand? I am space, I am time, and a creator of all level. Your space and your time too through your universe. You just don't know that yet. You are the universe of everything inside. That alone is its equation to its answer. Okay? All right, trial position location. All the observers, get them in high center locations to its hangar. Compound interference line position locations. Track line center and calculations. Get the GFLs and the rebellion in position location. Set them on a tour. High signal location to its calculations. All right, trial position locations. You guys are here in position, right? You're going to travel right through here. You're going to go from here right through here, right to the command center. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, initiate. There you go. Just travel, right? Now you're at the command center. 40 minutes in position locations. Airbender has this structure. You'll be on a tour with the rebellion and the GFL. They'll take you around in position, okay? See, the rebellion is starting to more remember all levels of their memory. So they know exactly what the command center is. Oh, I'm starting to remember. And when you remember these things, everything comes in position locations. I understand, whoa, this is intense. I actually see this. This is all about helping humanity for a purpose, not just to live, but how to balance the mind of its telepathy, of communication through teleportation. It doesn't have to be a UFO, it can be anything. You can travel through your thoughts, right? But it's mostly understanding is coming back into your soul memory, people. Okay? Getting that very well clear and why it's so important to understand these things through calculations. All right? All right, so 40 minutes, have fun. Make sure you have your water. Looking forward to you guys traveling, especially for the new viewers. It's very fascinating how you guys are going to go through your own clocking system locations. But I wanted to show you how powerful it is that you can travel through anything, but because you become everything through its formulas, right? And everything through its connections of its percentage, through its brain and its activity of its coherence. Ooh-ah. And its cognitive assist locations, clairaudience, cystine, whatever you want. It's all about using your senses. It's inhibitors that just high rise all level connections of your brainwave. How much use do you have in positioning to calculations to your capacity of its activity? All right. So this is the true understanding, is to get out of the percentage and get into the knowledge to its position. So, all right. So rebellion is there to help you out. Let's see where we are. I'm just gonna go back, see how everybody's doing. Jill, how's it going? Nikki, how's it going? Brandy, how's it going? Just gonna flash drive here. Airbender, Pixie, Frontier, Ashley, Ellen, how's it going? Sharon, Donna, Fawn, Michael, Airbender, Taryn, Amber, Sarah. It's great to see everybody. Priestess, hey! You wake up and you feel an expansion. Well, that's an amazing thing. Coming to school, you see more of his exploration. So that's good. Okay, isolating, good overall, sounds good, glad. Okay, so that connection interference, program line center rotation of locations, no school in the afternoon, okay, due to reference of interface, highline center interference in position locations. You have to understand, when you go through space-time, the avatar has to understand what's going on. And when it understands what's going on, it really sets the position location to its conditions. Sometimes you get dehydrated and you have to drink more water. Oh, I need to take a nap because the energy is so powerful. I just traveled very, very fast. And remember that you are traveling very, very fast, especially after today through teleportations, 1 million miles per second. That's fast, guys. I don't know any car that can do that. This is through a teleportation unit. That's a UFO. Okay. So it's true you're standing getting the grounds with the UFO, or you're going to be off kilter and you're going to be going, it's like, whoa, okay, I'm trying to get control here because you're in a tube. Okay. You have to be in the tube. But see, the thing is, too, it's set up through a simulation. I'm not going to put you guys into space yet because you're not ready to travel through that. Okay. My team is traveling through space. They understand that because they've already been in position locations to know what it's like to be in the simulation of an obstacle course and understand the connection, why it's so important, how to travel through its balance of its teleportation of your thoughts and where you're going, right? What is the intent? Well, to understand you more through the mind of balance, right? Through your thoughts, mastering your thoughts, put position location to your imagination. You actually see yourself doing these things, and the structure gives you the observation to its projection, right? So, all right. Be sure to remember to drink water. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Airbender. Thank you, Jill. Okay, box breathing 4-6 seconds. Hold 4 seconds. Exhale. Yeah, that's what you want to do. Get into that conditions. Grounds, holding in position. Excellent. Yeah, pre-flight checks. That's what you want to do. It's maps, guys. That's all it is. So everything that you see through multiplication, adding, subtracting, it's all division of the vessel. Understanding what it's doing through travel. It's geometry of travel, the space. You're creating a new drawing, which is you through travel. So don't think it again as a drawing. Think it as, what did I just finish drawing? That's me through travel. So you have to figure out, okay, so what's the point of all this? Well, what's the point of balance? Balancing the mind, right? And what you're seeing through provision. So lots of power, keep it open, keep in the grounds lines. Okay, let's see, heart lines and center, Merkaba booted. Excellent, very good stuff. Let's see. Good afternoon. Music, my life. Chris, how's it going? Wow, it's great to see everybody. Morning. Vicky. Michael. All right. Corporal. Sammy. Yeah, Sammy, let me know about Zoom if you still want to do that at 2:30 today, because I know we had private sector yesterday. Just let me know so I can set the link for you for today. Yeah, it's all about understanding what you're given to, because the rebellion comes in position. The more you travel through the mind of capacity through its connection of its brain frequencies, they get in position locations of data, fast tracks their systems a lot quicker. So either it's 24 hours, 48, or 72, it's given to them. So when energy goes in, it's a graph. And a graph is like a piece of paper, and it's what's on that piece of paper is the importance to its avatar. If the avatar doesn't understand the data, it has to go back to understand position. So you have to retrack everything position. So it's like reading a story. I don't know if you know this. When you read a book, you're always not going page to page. You're always going back, and you either don't understand something, and then once you understand the line, you keep going down, and then you flip the page, and then you go back. Right? That's what you do when reading a book, because you're trying to understand the brain. You're trying to understand the frequencies of the solar connection location to its text. Because I don't get it. What's this book all about? So what does the brain do? It goes back, because it doesn't have a capacity acceleration to go forward. Try to understand what the brain is. That's a true understanding. Is you can't do a lot in 10%, can you? But you can do a lot more in 100% through its capacity, right? Time, capacity, location to its connections. So the more you go faster in the mind through the brain frequencies, when it gets its more of its balance, you can read page by page. You can reach 1,000 pages in 5 seconds. 1,000 pages in 5 seconds? Wow. Of data from space? Cool. I communicate between 250 billion UFOs a day. 1 zillion light track locations of geometry, locations of shapes. Calculational levels of 450 million galaxy interference locations of weather. You guys have no clue what I'm talking about, but it's data and it's energy, it's vibration and it's frequency. All you have to do is balance it out, and then it comes into visual. It's like you're walking in the desert, and all of a sudden you're seeing, whoa, you're really thirsty. Is that a mirage? What am I seeing? Is that real? And you come up and it disappears, right? And you keep rubbing your eyes, the sun's coming in and you're sweating, and you're in the desert, and you keep coming to another mirage, until you change your mind. Because if you don't change the mind, you get into delusion, and it just becomes an illusory of its perception. Okay? So if you understand the mind and how it works in the imagination, you'll truly understand how important it is to have the brain. Okay? Because the brain is limited to a timeline, but you're in an avatar timeline that has to understand acceleration of higher force to its conscious system, right? So you can whip by these pages rather than going, oh, I don't understand this. Well, okay, I got that page. Oh, wait, now I got to go back. So why are you going back? Because you're going back in time now. And now you're confusing everything. So now you distorted the whole frame of the story. You do that over after, when you're finished with the feature film of you. And that's where you go back to edit. No, I don't like that. Take that out. Put that back in. Well, let's add this. You do that afterwards. You don't do it during when you're reading a book, because the brain doesn't understand position. The brain is intelligence. That's what you guys have to understand. Why it's so important for the avatar to not just understand school, but understand why you're in school. Is to get the memory in position to its connection. Okay? So, all right. Missy, how's it going? All right. Three-dimensional awareness in each moment determines the expand consciousness available to you in the create within. Yeah, but see, that's exactly what it is, Fine. You have to understand that you're no longer in a three-dimensional awareness. You're in a 5-dimensional vibration of consciousness. See, that's a true understanding when you come into the levels that you are the avatar of understanding, and school provides you with the space and time that you need so you can create the space that's in its cloud. What's the point of having a computer if you don't have anything stored in the computer? It doesn't make any sense. It's just an open cloud that doesn't have anything in storage. It doesn't make any sense. Okay. So the more you come into the position of its avatar and the importance of school, then you understand the conditions of space and why it needs the feeding source of data that's given to him or her every single day through its process. Right. And then you understand the downloads, the upgrades, right? Downloading is very important. Upgrading, uplinking, it's extremely important. And uploading. So these are the things you have to understand what the avatar is. This is avatar time, and it's in the now, and it's ready. So activation is just the beginning of its soul memory. Okay? So all right. Rooted ground chakras, line center, balance, inner child, heart, line centers, hydrated. Good. Excellent. That's like to see. You guys find your own pre-flight checks. I mean, that's the true understanding where you come into your avatar. Do you understand the avatar when you get up in the morning? Oh, I'm confused. I don't know what to do. Well, why are you confused? So obviously you're traveling, but you're confused through traveling. So you're confusing the avatar as space. That's what you're doing, but you have to see it through its awareness. If you can't see you as the avatar in space, that is a huge problem. That means you don't have balance. That means you have still things to figure out yourself through trauma. Clarity, vision, location comes into position locations of focus, people, through its awareness. So, drinking water, yes. Standing by at portals A and B, nothing to be scared. It's all safe. Exactly. Exactly. And you got connection levels. Lothian Grays are there to help you through travel. Clocking the location to its connections. So it's like taking all levels of speedometer in interference line position where you go from out and in. It's like, all right. So you're going from out in, not in out, right? Because you're traveling inside, right? So it's kind of like a box center, but it kind of looks like a fan, right? But you understand the dimension of what you're traveling through its connections, right? It's amazing how it's set up. Now you travel through it, right? Very simple. It's simplified, right? That's the balance of travel right there with the male and the female aspects of its position locations. Everything in life has a left side and a right side, even a portal, right? Portal has both sides. It doesn't just have one side. Portal, there's a portal, two sides. It has to have its membrane. It has to have its plasma line center. Two sides. One's left, one's right, right? One's positive, one's negative, right? It has to have all that to its yin and yang. It needs that. So that's a true understanding when you come into calculations, how to use all levels of the brain frequency location to its connections. I just say, oh, alpha wave line center. Ooh, cool. What's an alpha wave line center? Where's that connected to? Heart reactor line interference. Okay, so this is it, position location to its connections. There's the vibration line center, but it's in a coloration channel. What's its position location because it's coming from the heart? Is it the alpha, delta, theta, beta, or omega? Remember, it can change anything through color. It's how you react to your thoughts, right? So what is red? Balance security. All right. So this is a true understanding when you come to all levels of modified line center interference location and ground system. To understand how to use this, all levels of the equation, when you come from 10% to 1,000% line connections to the brainwave and pattern, or you go into calculation location to its connections of 4 plus 4 equals 8, but it's cross signal, right? So these are code signals of 4. Okay, 8 times 1 is 8,000. So 4,000 line centers to the left and 4,000 line centers to the right to the brain line center, which is its activity system, which brings it back to its calculation. Higher activity line center, you can travel faster, right? So it's like a sprout. It's like a spring. It just, Look how fast I'm traveling through the brain. Hoo-ah, right? So you start position, location, the brainwave pattern. This is what it is. The position. It's all through your brain activity. That's what you live on, right? Okay, so those two center locations. See the intelligence? See the intelligence? They're in this direction. There's the nose, right? So where are they? They are on the west side location. Okay, that's where they are. See the intelligence? These are both intelligence. Now let's add the eyes. Oh, look what we got here. Now you see it coming in, right? See the two intelligent locations? So that's two communication line centers, ground line interference, power records of time position locations, coming to the levels of flux capacity to the sun communication to the moon. There you go. Communication line position location on the west line center to its intelligent location. There it is. Hoo-ah, right? Balance. All right. All right. You'll come into the space station simulator through the vortex tunnel. Okay, excellent. Indeed. Let's see here. Ship looks beautiful in the light. Yeah, the command center, the tour. Which looks beautiful. Yes, they do. Big command center. It's got a hangar too. We got teleportation units too. That UFOs come down. It's like a helicopter. How does an XT-1000 sound? Everything has sound barrier. It connects to all levels of waves. Waves. That's a stop and go. So, I mean, there's so many different waves, line condition interference. Did you see the XT-1000 go up? Did you see that? There was an XT-1000 in my room. It just went right up. That's the sound it made. Right? That's what it is. It comes into your space. So everything that I've created now comes out. And I start living the freedom of everything. So it's just balancing this, balancing that, balancing here, balancing there, all through a computer graph. That's all it is. That's all the simulation is of you. So every time you go outside, you're seeing different hologram structure, different coloration, different light, different vibration, different ground, different power. Okay? You're seeing different levels of travel of the avatar. See, the thing is that the space stays inside, but when you get to a certain level of memory, it comes outside of digital frame. So it's like, right? So you start off here with a square, right? How life works from here. And it creates a hologram right away. But it has to be at a certain acceleration Mach speed line center before it comes into structure. And when it comes into structure, it forms a position and it vibrates. It's amazing what vibration is, the conditions. The first thing you have to understand through your avatar, do you understand the vibration of your body? Right? So if you, right? It'd be higher, right? Because this is the ground. So it's all about rhythm patterns, coloration, position, location, the pixel activation line conditions all through the avatar, but it's the brain capacity that has to understand its position, right? It's the activity. How fast is your brain going? That's a true understanding when you come to calculations, right? Because you have compartments of your avatar, right? And you go from the ground. Different compartments, different light, different travel, right? Makes perfect sense. So you know the ground center is going to be lower, right? Because it's at the bottom. But it is a vibration. So communicate to the ground center, right? And you work your way up. You work your way up, right? So you really get connected to the avatar through energy, forms of energy, activations of energy, transformations of energy, calculations of energy, colorations and lights of energy, teleportation units of energy, crystal activation line connections of energy, teleportation unit interference location, line centers of galaxy locations of energy. Everything is energy, form of you inside, not outside. There is energy outside, but for you to understand it is all levels from school, from inside of you, which is the universe. So the universe of you has to truly understand everything around you through vibration, or you can be totally off balance to that position. Okay? So neon lights on the walls, blue neon lights, safe arrival in the hangar. We're all being welcome. Great, excellent. Checking sonar, plasma grids. Okay, formations. You have the Lothian grays to help you out. Landing back hangar, Dragon, so happy. Rebellion and the GFLs are there to help you guys. Don't be afraid to travel through the teleportation. This is your first time. When you travel, try to use the mind. Try to understand when you get into the teleportation unit is try to balance you. It's like being on a bike for the first time. You're trying to stand the handle wheels, the handlebars. It's like, whoa, you fall off, right? So you keep pedaling, keep pedaling. You have the tricycles on, you take them off, and now you start riding the bike. It's like, whoa, hold on. Oh, I'm catching. Oh, I got the balance now, right? So that's good. That's a good start, right? So it's all about the wave. Okay. And it's not how fast you're going. Okay. Because if you don't understand how fast you're going, your avatar has to understand the acceleration first. So the first thing that has to be set up is the structure. You don't have a structure, you can't travel through it. It's that simple. The teleportation unit has to understand the connections of what's going through time capacitor. So when Airbender sets up the tunnel, you know exactly where you're going through its clocking system. Okay. That's the importance you have to understand when you travel through these things, people. Okay. So you're traveling your teleportation, you're seeing this, you're seeing that on both sides, because that's what you have, your eyes on both sides, right? Your peripheral visions, you're going like this. But instead of seeing through this, you're seeing through this. You're seeing through this. So you're seeing through this, you're seeing through this, and you're seeing through this. So you have the eyes of the north, west, south, and east, all level. That's the avatar. So the avatar understands its diamond, right, to its connection. So it understands everything around its system, not just what it sees in the front system. It's everything around its system. That's how everything rotates, 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 right? So you have to truly understand how to do this. 8 central line center. That's your teleportation communication. Yeah, that's your telepathy wave center. But is it the alpha wave, delta, theta, beta, or omega? It doesn't matter. What matters is where you connected to your emotion. Which chakra system are you using to that connections? Right? So it's true to understand how you have to understand the grounds of youth and the mind. That's the balance on its own. The telepathy system, the teleportation, the telecommunication, the energy telecommunication line connections when it comes to that system. Okay. The energy of its intelligence, of its awareness, the perception of operation. Everything is its avatar of understanding. And it has to understand what it's doing through its travel. Okay. All right. Let's see where we are here. Back in the ship, then sent through the portal upward to Sophia. All chakras white, pure divine love. Must use all chakras as share divine love, especially throat and root, time to speak and act. See, that's the thing. That's where Fawn's coming into position location. She's coming more into what's going on through the portal. Everybody will see different things, but you're all in the same connection to each other. That's where you are in the current location of where it is through its hangar of its teleportation unit. Right? That's very powerful when you're in that together, seeing everybody all at once. That's incredible force. But to do that is to understand the avatar of what it's seeing. Because if you're seeing something different and you don't see the person next to you, you're in a different timeline. You're in a different perception. You're in a different mindset. Mindset. Where are you setting your dimensional being? What is the intent? What is the will? What is the force? What is the creation? And what is the location? 6 hindline center in position to 7 position location is your barcode line connection. So you have 7 within the body and 5 within the atmosphere. That's the track of your 12 DNA, right? You have to learn how to travel through each vibration to its connections, right? Because it all starts with your chakra systems. It's the transmitting and receiving to your TV reception, guys. Because you're nothing but a TV, a perception. So, all right. Trust your imagination. Thank you, Jill. Wee. Who wants ice cream? I'm doing my flip flops upside down. Flipping around. Flip flop. Be there in a sec. Light begins. Helping me real quick. Enter the room. Some Palladians, young boy came hugging me. Every time you travel, you're going through memory. The more you stay in space, the more you remember. Let me say that again. The more you stay in space, the more the avatar remembers you. One more time. The more the avatar remembers you. It's you, but it's the space of you. It's the time position to its location of you. That's the importance what school does. The more you stay in space, the more you remember, the more you balance you on this reality, which is you through its grounds, which is you through its powers, which is you through its atmosphere, which is you. It's always been you. Okay? That's the balance you have to reach. Okay? So it's important you understand that. I really want to get into more humanity. We will basically, tomorrow, we'll go into the activation system, why it's so important to go through travels at geometry system locations of your operation of its direction, to really understand the 369, okay, to get to the inner child. Okay? So it's like, again, it's like making something from scratch and bringing it to life. Energy just, wow. It just skyrocketed, bringing the avatar to life. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. Bring it to life. Bring it to the full memory that it needs to understand. All through levels of you, through space and travel. So, scanning the buildings is huge, extremely high ceilings, portal of light opening like a rug flapped up, light peering through. Well, that's great, Michaela. So you're seeing what you need to see. Excellent. Let's see, like variation light council is meeting. Amazing energy in the conference room. You want chocolate? Okay. Chocolate chip. I like chocolate chips. Yeah, I prefer granola though. I don't have my granola this morning. Oh well. Earth exercises. This is for you young ones. He said design very heartfelt. So no, we are experiencing. But see, that's exact. The more you stay in space, the more you connect to a level. So your galactic signatures and your galactic family. So, and you really open up your mind when you really stay in space more. Now, once you go to school more, I will put you all levels more in space. You know, and that's the memory that you need to reach. But you can't do it on your own, because all you're doing is trying to find the avatar. You have to start living inside and stop dwelling from outside. So, blue neon light, it makes me feel so calming. Yeah, influx of white, bright light directly to my heart. Promise you to see the shapes, colors, but not much else. My body is tingling. Yeah, see, that's exactly what it's happening right now. Priestess. I see shapes, color, but not much. You see, that's the thing. You more go to school, the more the mind of the capacity opens up more position. Priestess. That's the true understanding. The more you stay in space, okay, the more you create through the mind of exploration. All right. It opens up more through its graph of its TV reception. So it comes into clarity and focus of its awareness. Okay. You will improve in time. Yes, exactly. That's what it is. So you're just opening up, right? Feeling a lot of love for you. All thank you for being everyone. Body's definitely tingling. Yep. Tingling is good. Tingling is really good. So everything I give you is all travel. When you go right on my live for the very first time, you're going to be triggered. And that trigger is waking up the avatar memory. So it's like, so now it's in operation, right? So it's trying to stay, okay, now what's going on? I see space, I see time, I see planets. Now what's going on next? So this is understanding, the more you connect, the more you understand the avatar, what it needs to know through memory. And it starts not just seeing these things, but it's all about seeing what shapes are, line signals, matrix, anything connections. You're seeing sometimes your family on the other side. Okay, there's a lot of things you pick up through memory, right? And this is all through all levels of its position. So, and it's a lot of fun too, because this gets you more direct assist signals and everything through its calculation of its avatar, right? So, gold dragons look legendary at the streaks. Wow, this was very powerful. Hey, music, how you doing? Yes, it was, because you want to see what you need to see. Soon as you change your thought, the avatar is going to travel to that. Because remember, you're in my space time. You have to figure out how to create your own. So you can't do it on your own because you don't understand the space of you inside yet. That's all this is. Time precedes everything. Perseverance, never give up. Don't allow yourself in defeating purpose locations of your thoughts. Put yourself in the focus of everything through the heart. No, trusting thyself is everything through all levels of travel. Okay? So that is a big one. And the rebellion in the GFL knows that. They're there to help you. See, and that's another thing too, is that you break free from all these things. You start crying, trying to understand this, trying to understand that. And now you start breaking free. And then you say, wow, what a release. You say to yourself, that feels really good, right? I want to keep going to school. I want to learn who I am. I want to understand my memory more. That's what it is. Okay? You don't go to school, you're stagnatic. You don't go to school, you don't remember. You don't go to school, you shut down. It's that simple. Okay? All right. Release triggers. Yeah, wake you up. Well, that's great. I'm glad, Frontier, that you're happy. See, it's the energy, it's the connections. And see, Frontier is connecting to the avatar of its position, knowing why it's here in space time. And like I said, feel free to watch my videos. You're traveling in the space of time. You're protected through that system, but you don't see the team. You only see yourself. So you're going to see the same graph system, but you're going to only see yourself through travel. Okay. You want to travel, you travel through my videos. You can't travel off videos. Do you understand? Because you don't have space connected yet. You don't understand the codes of planets. It's complicated. You're complicating a situation that's not in its atmosphere of space-time. Why do you think I set up codes for you guys? So you can travel where you need to be. As soon as you're off channel, you're not in that position where you need to be. You're confused now. You're in a time lock, time interference. You're back in the matrix. They're going to reset position all levels and put you guys back again. This is real space. This is real time of travel. The avatar just has to understand its memory and why it's here on the earth. Right? Why are you here? What is the purpose to be here? And that is all included over time. Soul memory of acceleration to time system location to its clocking system, people. Okay. So Evan solar flares are surfacing, lots of discount for everyone right now. Rest, self-care. Yeah. All right. So it's important to understand when you go through space-time, I take you out because your brainwaving pattern will stay in that position of its grass center. So it's important you understand that. So it's kind of like you're caught in a T reception, and the only way to get out is to get back where you need to be, which is now through the center location of the location to its connections. All right. So I'm glad you guys had a lot of fun, right? It is important, when you're ready, especially for the new viewers, if you want to go through higher levels of the brain frequency line center, I can uprise that. not a problem. But I have to see dedication to you. You have to see dedication to yourself. You have to see commitment to yourself. You don't have to prove anything to me. It's you have to prove yourself that you're connected to its avatar and release all lulls that no longer resides with you in its position location. Okay. So I will be heading back to TikTok. Adios.